I am John Dass, the Director of Dedicated Accident Solicitors and one of only 32 solicitors in the UK to be granted national accreditation as an asbestos disease specialist by the Association of Personal Injury Lawyers. John Johnson was exposed to asbestos when he worked as a pipe fitter in major power stations in the north of the country. Asbestos was used in power stations to insulate pipes which carried steam to boilers, which in turn generated electricity. Very unfortunately, Mr. Johnson knew nothing about the dangerous nature of being exposed to asbestos. There were several decades between exposure to asbestos and the development of symptoms, which is very common. Ultimately, we were successful in achieving compensation on the family's behalf, and I feel that justice has been done on behalf of Mr. Johnson, who sadly passed away before the case was settled.
Well, he worked in every heavy industry all of his life, and particularly on the power station construction side, which I think was one of the main areas. Also, when he was serving his apprenticeship, he worked for British Steel, and again he got quite severe exposure there. At the time, I presume they were just standard working conditions, but from what we know now, they were unacceptable. It was obviously pulmonary illness. He was really struggling to breathe, and it affected his life in a big way. He couldn't walk very far, and he deteriorated quite rapidly. It was quite a shock to him, really, and I think it took him a little bit of time to accept that was the cause. He was always a very, very active man, very determined man. He did absolutely everything he possibly could himself. Didn't want any help with anything, and that completely changed. Pride was a big thing, and I think he had to swallow his pride a little bit and take a lot more help than he wanted to. Yeah, it was quite a shock to us to see him deteriorate at the way he did. He was always a get up and go kind of person. We had to help him with some things. Driving, he hadn't got the confidence to drive. He did say to his mum he hadn't got the confidence to cross the road because he wasn't sure he'd make it to the other side. And I saw him walk some distance, and I realised when he approached me how serious it was. Well, when my father was diagnosed, he was quite taken aback to start with, and then somebody in the medical profession advised him that he would need to seek a compensation. He was given a list of people who might be suitable. And Dad being Dad, he went online and researched it all, and he came up with John Dass. He said, this guy really looks like he knows what he's talking about. The recommendations look good. I'm going to use him. We made some preliminary arrangements for John to come up and see my dad, and unfortunately my dad died shortly after that. Very, very easy to talk to. He encouraged us with everything and supported us the whole way. I just felt we'd done what we all said, we feel we've done what my dad wanted. I'll be honest with you, the money wasn't a factor in doing it. My dad asked us to do it, and we've done it. And John helped us. I would not hesitate to recommend John. He's been very compassionate to us, very considerate. He's dealt with it very professionally. The background staff, the people, there was always somebody to call on. They always answered the phone, they always helped us, and John himself's just been tremendous.